Hello everybody, my name's Nicola and welcome back to my channel. This is The Frugal Cottage, where we talk all things money to help you on your financial journey. Today's video is just a quick one all about my aims for July. I set myself both financial and personal aims for the month ahead. Don't forget to like and subscribe and let's get started. So, does anybody else think it's weird that we're in the 7th month of the year and this is still how the year is going? I think that's just seems like a really odd situation. Anyway, so I set myself monthly aims and they link into my kind of overall aims for the year, and obviously this year we're still doing our no spend year. If you haven't already, I'll leave a link below. I have already done my budget for the month of July. This is my new style budget planner, which I'm loving. I'll leave a link below to that. Watch that, see what our budget's going to be like. But these are the other aims for the month. So the first ones are financial aims. These are to make sure that I'm keeping on track with our overall goal of creating that dividend income stream and our early retirement goal. I'll leave a link to both of those below. So the first one, I'm going to aim for 20 no spend days this month, and that is a fairly standard aim now. I aim for that every month. It used to kind of vary, but I think if I always aim for 20, then you know I'm doing okay in terms of spending versus not spending. And again, if you've seen my budget video, you'll know that I track my no spend days. So this is the no spend day tracker, and I'll colour that in as I go along because I like to track those. Now I'm going to aim for 20 no spend days this month. The next one is I'm going to aim for a £185 overpayment. I always get questions about why I aim for that amount. I guess it seems a bit random, but 185 basically covers the interest added on our mortgage every month plus a tiny bit extra. And that way I feel like I'm helping with the mortgage free bit as well of our early retirement goal, as well as focusing on the investment side of things. So I'm kind of doing both at the same time, but the investment side is much more of a focus in these earlier years maybe. And the overpayments will probably ramp up as we get nearer the time, but we'll see. And then the final one, and again this is the same as always, and this is £700 savings. And when I say savings, the £700 aim, that is to put in my investment account to invest in dividend income paying stocks and funds. So again, I'll leave a link below to why we're doing that, but the £700 a month is not going into our emergency fund or our sinking funds. That is the investment account that goes into. If I have any spare after that, which does depend on the month. Some months we do have some spare still, other months we don't. I don't think we will for July, just knowing the kind of expenses for this month. But any extra that I get will go either into our emergency fund, because I'm trying to build up a bit more, and or our sinking funds, depending on how it goes. But we'll see towards the end of the month whether that's the case or not. It really does depend on just how much we end up spending, obviously. It also depends on if I get any more side hustle income. So the extra income page in my budget planner will track that. The extra income page in my budget planner is for things like Facebook and eBay, and actually I've got some things I want to list and I feel like I'm confident enough to do that this month. So we'll just see if I manage to add anything else. But the £700 is the minimum I hope to save this month. And I've talked before about how that is quite... The £700 and the mortgage overpayment is a fairly substantial amount of our joint income per month. It really is a stretch to manage that, but we are trying to prioritise where our money goes. And then the next two, so the next two are personal aims rather than financial aims. And the first one is to take each day as it comes. And that's the same as the previous 2 months, I think. I just think that with the time being as it is at the moment, it feels like I can't really plan ahead for anything, which is not really how I work particularly. But at the moment it is just a case of seeing what each day brings, and that's okay. There are certain aspects of that I'm really enjoying, just kind of seeing where the day takes us, what we do. the weather, you know, it all combines into just taking each day as it comes and not rushing ourselves to kind of do stuff when perhaps that isn't the kind of mood we should be in at the moment. And the last one is going to sound like a really annoying kind of blogger vagueness aim, so to speak, you know, on Instagram where people go, oh, I've got this really exciting thing that I'm working on but I can't tell you, but I will soon, but I can't tell you. This is what this is going to sound like. I am working on something behind the scenes I'm hoping to share with you in a couple of weeks' time. So I'm not being too, oh well, I am being vague actually, but I'm not being vague for long. But this is the final aim. I can't even remember how I worded this on my blog post. Is I think it's like get prepared for the next thing. Get prepared the next, and I put it in capital letters because it's quite a scary and stepping out of the comfort zone step, this next thing, and it's also something that requires an initial outlay by me, so it's an expense that I need to pay like up front. But I am excited about this next step, this next thing, and I am deliberately being vague because I'm hoping it'll be this month, but obviously that depends on kind of time management and also different factors that are outside of my control as well. But I promise as soon as I know anything I will share that, and I'm hoping that other people will be happy with that outcome. But we'll see. So they're my July aims. There's nothing overly complicated about those. I like setting myself monthly aims just to make sure that I'm staying on track throughout the month ahead. And like I said, I've done my July budget already, so I'll leave that below. But the budget and then the aims combined mean that I am set up for the month ahead. So there we go. Have you got any aims for July? Let me know down in the comments below. I like to hear from people. Do you set aims, or is that not something that you do very often? Let me know. But as always, thanks for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I will see you again very soon.